Hey everyone, this is Greg with Ford Judgment Recovery Services. If you received a letter, an email, or a text directing you to this page, please understand this is just an attempt to locate the right person. Something we don't think about that often is that no matter how unique we feel our names are, there's a few people out there with that exact same name. So the very first thing we want to do is attempt to confirm whether or not we have the right person. Our company is always aware there is a possibility that we may have the wrong person. So we have put the court location, the case number right on the mailing label or email or text that you have received. Now, if you've never been to this court, you can disregard this entire message. You can stop watching this right now, and we apologize. But if you know that you have been to this court, then the second thing I want to do is assure everyone watching that if you have received that letter or postcard, an email, a text from Ford Judgment Recovery, it is 100% legit. Now, we know that the mailman routinely delivers junk mail, and we all get all kinds of spam in our email inboxes. But you know that you previously had a court case. You know the judge ruled in your favor and you won that case. You know the court ordered that you be paid a monetary judgment, and you definitely know that it has not been paid. So you should know that not only is this for real, it is something that may really benefit you. You had a dispute of some kind. You did exactly what everyone says is the right thing to do. You let the courts handle it. Then you found out that taking someone to court is a little bit of a hassle. There's the time involved, the fees, the court forms, preparing your case, etc. But you did it, and you went before the judge, and you won. The judge ordered them to pay you money. And then absolutely nothing happened at all. You found out what hardly ever gets talked about all across America. The overwhelming majority of people simply ignore court judgments. Now, some statistics say it's a little under 80%. Others say it's a little over 80%, but either way, that is a huge number. You can't help but feel like it's all been a waste of time and wonder what was the point at all. The judge issues the order, slams down the gavel, but the money does not magically appear. The people that lost that case has to pay it. And it feels like the courts are no help at all because they're very quick to say, oh, we don't do that. You have to get payment from them yourself. And we already know that unfortunately we live in a world where most people will not do what they are supposed to unless there's some kind of incentive for them to do it. And negative consequences and repercussions for failure to pay are very powerful incentives. And that is how we can help you. That is how Ford Judgment Recovery can assist you. The government really does not like it when people do not obey and follow court orders. They view it as a major threat to the entire justice system. We've all seen how judges act if they even suspect that someone may be disrespecting them. When they find out someone has not followed an order that they issued, they take it very seriously. State laws has put numerous things in place specifically intended to punish people who do not pay court judgments. A couple of the most common are: the state allows for wage garnishments for enforcement of an unpaid court judgment. And most people do not realize that if their employer is withholding federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, they're sending out W-2s at the end of the year, etc. All of this information can be used to identify where a person works at. And this state allows up to 25% from the gross amount of each paycheck to be garnished. That's not per month. That is from each paycheck they receive. And that is before all of the other standard deductions. There's no question about it. This immediately has a negative effect on someone's life. It can hurt big time. People can't ignore it. They just can't easily run out and change jobs, etc. And that is why it is so popular. And the law makes it fairly easy to do once you locate the person and confirm where they work at. Now, the second most popular thing is property liens. So if someone owns a home, if they own any kind of real estate, if they have an unpaid court judgment, a lien can be placed on that property for the total amount. The law allows for the title to that property to be encumbered. And this means that it is completely tied up until that court judgment is paid. They can't sell it. They can't get a refinance loan. They can't do nothing with it until that court judgment is paid. And real estate is pretty easy to find. Just about every city now has their real estate records on the internet. And the law makes it pretty easy to place a lien on it. And last thing, if the court feels that they put it in someone else's name just to avoid the judgment, they can completely ignore it and place the lien on the home anyway. Now, this is not intended to be a long video. There are many other kinds of seizure actions that the law allows for unpaid court judgment. If it is not exempt, if it is something of value, and you can seize it. Things like cars, computers, bank accounts, jewelry, boats, RVs, artwork, etc. And just a quick note, self-employed people can have their income payments intercepted by the courts. Businesses that have any kind of physical location, they can have the sheriff sit there all day, monitor the cash register, and then take all of the money at the end of that day. These are the things that can happen when there is an unpaid court judgment. But by far, wage garnishment and real estate liens are the most common because they're the easiest to do. So the key is finding the people and then finding their assets. And this is what Ford Judgment Recovery Services will do for you. Yes, it can be a challenge finding people if some time has passed since the court judgment was originally ordered. People move, people pass away, businesses close, females get married or divorce and change their name, etc. Then, when we find the person, there is always the possibility that they just may not have anything. They don't work, they work under the table, they don't own anything at all, etc. And then there are those people who know that these things can happen to them and they intentionally hide their assets. So there is always the possibility that nothing may change and nothing may happen at all, which is why we make our services 100% risk-free to you. It costs you absolutely zero to try and find out if we can find them and if we can get some payments for you. So you have absolutely nothing to lose. You are just simply giving us the permission and the authority to check and see what may happen. Many people do not even know that services like this exist and that these options are available to them. That is because, fortunately, going to court is not a routine thing that most people do. But for over 20 years, Ford Judgment Recovery Services has been helping people just like you. We are experienced, we know the state laws, and we make every effort to help you. Simply scroll down further below this page, complete and submit the contact form. Then we will assess your individual court judgment. Please include the court case number that is on the mailing label or the email or the text that you received. It's very important that you double check to make sure that you entered the case number correctly. It is the way that the court identifies you. If you got the email or a text, you can copy and paste it directly from there. You never know what could happen. Up to now, that court judgment has only been a piece of paper for you. Let's see if we can convert it into cash. We look forward to hearing from you. And thanks for watching.